Hello, hello. Here we go. Welcome everybody from THI who's taking a look at this. I just want to go ahead and talk you through the redraw of the People's Club Village here, Elementia. We're calling it for now. But this here is a new outline for the new businesses, the new headquarters, the new medical center, and basically the kind of THI village people had been thinking about for a long time. This is another version of that, but I think it's a better version, and I've been able to implement a lot of other ideas. You'll notice, we'll just jump right into it, we have everything here. Of course, we have our civic circle in the middle we talked about to organize as well as have headquarters for outreach and other People's Club projects. We have our medical center there as well off to the left in the medical park in the center. But we'll be able to gather everybody there in the middle and get everything done as councils. It'll be super fantastic. Of course, near the hills is where we want our earthship, our homes, our dome homes, our tiny homes, our school, our learning center for the kids, their little field there. We want that near nature so they can just jump right out of school and get right to what they got to do outdoors. You'll notice right above that and up to the right, we have a radio station and a planetarium. That's right, radio station. That's where Tommy can have his day job and chill. That'll be really nice if he chooses to do so. But we'll have a radio station there and a planetarium. A lot of people would love to come see the planetarium. It'd be a great thing to have a wonderful telescope there that people from all around could come use. But you know, you got to have the important stuff first. You got to have your crops. You got to have a place for people to live, of course. But we have to have food that we can help others with, as well as feed ourselves. And we can have, during a transitional economy, we can have, what we need. Great food there. We'll have bee boxes, worms, fungi, orchards, bamboo, and hemp can be off there to the right. You'll notice we have a vendor village, our social service offices, as well as the farmers market there in the village square. Down below that, we have our office studio towers. There are 7 floors of studio or office space, so 28 spaces total there. Down below that, you'll see the docking and transport there, which is to the east, or, in this case, off to the right of the transport station, which is there by the river. So you could put your boats in, you can bring in whatever kind of, your cars and things there if you need them. And the visitor center off to the left of that, as well as the beachfront guest and hotel lodging. You'll see along the riverfront as well. So if you come in, if you can get here by car, you can get here by aircraft, and you can get here by river. So if you're here by river, you might actually, a lot of people probably come visit just to not just come to the medical center, but visit the lodging, and a lot of people go up and down the river here. They'd have a blast here. You could have a lot of great things for people. You'll have the People's Pyramid, the libraries, museums, and park there just above the lodging. And then, of course, north of that, you have the stadium with our Occasion Tower. And that's going to be fantastic. I'll get to that in a second. But if you just take a quick look at a little bit of everything we have here, you'll see that we not only can supply good jobs, good businesses, integrated cooperative community and services to everyone around, but to everyone who may need to live and work here as well. And we have a headquarters to get people's plans out. So we're really excited about that. There's so much you could do to have business that functions well out of here. You could offer great prices. You could have better services, more integrated, ecologically sound services. And you could really just have a wonderful place people want to visit. And you could definitely place this in an existing city. Just say, hey, we want to build all these businesses right here and create all these jobs right here. A lot of cities would love to have you come in. You could buy more outskirts land or whatever. But if you look at this, you'll see we have everything we need. And there's some details I want to jump into. Let's go to the Occasion Tower. So the Occasion Tower, this is going to be fantastic. I didn't want just some big weird phallic symbol, something goofy and just out of place in Oregon and unnatural. So what I did is I designed our tower as a tree, so it will be textured and blended with the environment, and it won't just have one of those discs on top. it will have three, right? And you'll be able to take stairs and walk away up to those other locations on the side, as well as the top disc on top. Now, uh, the discs, the roof areas there are real gardens, okay? So there's real plant life there. You'll notice off to the right I showed you could even have waterfalls coming off the top and watering the bottom too. But basically down there, it's a giant wood textured techno tree. It has three living garden top tiers. It's unique and harmonious with the environment and design. And you could have special meetings and occasions there. There's a visitors complex down below at the bottom. You'll see you could have a lot of different little buildings down there to do all kinds of things. Maybe a lot of environmental and animal stewardship and awareness things going on down there, maybe. You'd have a fine restaurant, a club, and entertainment there. People could come just to go to the restaurant, right? The two lower decks will allow open and fenced viewing, whereas the top tier will be enclosed glass viewing for the dining and club and perhaps whatever ceremony needs to be there, as well as a hotel. People could stay, and I think it'd be super fantastic to have that. So there's a lot more detail to talk about there, but just so you know kind of how we're thinking on that. So yeah, next up we're looking at some tiny homes. I thought it'd be nice to have the complexes where you put the homes limited in size, have a little kind of like little flock pods of 6 and a collective of 12 homes, so easy to manage. You have community gardens, little fountains and service centers in there. And people would have privacy with hedging or fencing there. I think it would look nice to have a little backyard. Even though it's a tiny home, you can still have a little yard and whatnot, with stone raised bed gardens there. Again, your central fountain. Tiny homes are pretty inexpensive. You could, instead of building one home for $350,000, you can build 10 homes for $350,000, at about $35,000 per. But you get a lot of good lodging there. Of course, we want to run all of these on over Unity Energy, or Bloom boxes, clean energy devices. Everyone should be independent in their energy, not rely on a central grid, so that would all be there for singles and in small couples, individuals, just small places for people who need that. Dome homes and earthships, things like that, would be for families, larger need groups of people. I thought it'd be nice to have, kind of shape them circular in design in the village, because they're circular type homes. And so I kind of ran the homes on the inside of like a yin yang line and put 6 homes on each of those convex curves there, with a service tower in the middle. And that would be a fountain which could water the community garden there. You could have parks, whatever you want there. So yeah, dome homes are dope. I would probably want to pick one of these. My wife would probably want to pick an earthship. Earthships are basically homes that are dug into the side of hills, or they use earth to surround them, and they're usually very nice, self-sufficient homes. A lot of times they have a big open, not just a hobbit hole for a door, but a big glass front greenhouse in the front. They look very nice. But we'll also have to have office and studio spaces, right? So the office and studio spaces, I drew 4 office towers, studio towers. And if you imagine, say, 10 feet floors and make these 80 feet tall, you have 7 actually occupiable office or studio spaces. You could leave the top clear for a glass viewing area or whatever. It'd be super cool. I thought you want to make it blend in, so instead of just being big weird glass towers, you could have side supports or whatever may look textured like stone, with some nice maybe muted color to that. And in the middle of the 4 towers, you would have a fountain and park areas and things like that, so people who work in the office and studio space will have a nice little space in the middle that's shady and groovy. You could put lots of stuff in here. You could have your you could have movement studio spaces like dance studios, martial arts. You could have anything you want to put there, really. And really, you could put anything you want in this community. So I wanted to place everything so that people weren't in each other's way and people were close to what they need. And it accommodated not just businesses and people that may live there, but services for the outside, so the place doesn't just necessarily have one successful business in a transitionary economy. Like one thing has to pay for all of it, or the trust has to pay for all of it. But no, you should have businesses that really do fund themselves. You should be able to The lodging should be able to pay for itself, like the hotel, the restaurants. Those things should be able to pay for themselves, as well as everything in the marketplace, planetarium, all of that, medical center. It could absolutely pay for itself and still be fair and harmonious and integrated. So I want you to let your imagination run wild with this. A lot more designs to come, but this is just something to help folks really maybe visualize it again and see how we're thinking and see where we're at right now. Thank you.